Hey friends, what's up? It is your buddy Keith, and I am here live in the control room at the one and only world famous Essex recording studios, just outside London in Southend-on-Sea, England, baby. And I am here to show you two brand new 2021 Taylor USA made acoustic guitars. This is an all new series, new body style, new bracing system. All designed by their master builder, Andy Powers. And I can't wait to tell you about all these cool new features. These are the closest things that Taylor has ever come and is ever probably going to come to doing a traditional dreadnought guitar. And they call this the Grand Pacific body shape. It's bigger than the Grand Auditorium. If you're new to the channel, hit the like button, smash subscribe, come join our circle of friends. You're going to see some really cool guitars. You're going to get an education, and you're going to get to know what these are like up close and in person, as if you're holding them at your very own local guitar shop. Because let's face it, guys, depending on where you are in the world, you might not even have a local guitar shop. And if you do, they might not be a Taylor dealer. They might not have brand new 2021 Taylor USA made guitars. In fact, what I find a lot over here in the UK and Europe is it's very rare to get a good selection of American-made, expensive, higher-end guitars in guitar shops. They'll have a lot of the Asian-made stuff, a lot of the student-grade stuff, and they might have one or two American-made Taylors or Gibsons or Martins. So that's just the way it is over here, guys. All right, so let's talk about this. This is the 317E. So one thing I want to talk to you guys about Taylor guitars, because I've only recently come into the Taylor brand in the past few years, and the model numbers can be quite confusing. Like 317E, what does that mean? Well, we're going to break that down. One of the big things that I don't think a lot of people realize, and Taylor should probably be better at explaining this, is that a low number does not mean it's a less expensive guitar. In fact, this guitar is fairly expensive. I always thought, like, oh, the 300 something Taylor is made overseas and is cheap and crappy, and the 900 series or 800 series is the best. You know, kind of like what we see with BMW or Mercedes or Audis. You know, the A1 is a small little thing, and the A7, A8 is the big thing, and the BMW 3 Series is the cheaper sedan, and your 7 Series is the bigger one. Well, it's not the same with Taylor, guys. How it works is your first number is the series, and the series, so this is a 3 Series. The series will generally have to do with what package of materials are being used. The next number, interestingly, so I'm like, oh, 317, that must be worse than the 327. No, the second number has to do with how many strings it has, and if the top wood is a hardwood or a softwood. So Sitka spruce is considered soft, and mahogany is considered hard. So a 6-string Sitka spruce top would be a 1. There's your 3-1. If it was a mahogany top, it would be a 2, a 3-2. If it was a 12-string soft top spruce, it would be a 5, 3-5. And if it was a 12-string mahogany top, it would be a 6, 3-6. So now we're starting to get the breakdown of the model numbers. The third digit, the 7, is the body type. And that it goes from Grand Symphony to Grand Auditorium. 7 is the largest, is the highest number, is the Grand Pacific. That's what we have here, and that's the big Mac Daddy Dreadnought. All right, so now we know the 7. And then after those 3 numbers, sometimes you get some letters. In this case, E. 317E. And you can see that right there, model number Grand Pacific 317E. That means it has electrics. And in this case, it has the Taylor expression system too. So there's your controls, and then inside you can kind of see some of the system hiding back there. Is your expression system, the Taylor ES2, as it's referred to. All right. So what are the features on this new Dreadnought guitar that Mr. Andy Powers, Master Builder, designed? Interestingly, there's 3 different versions. So you have your Sitka spruce with Saple, satin Saple back and sides, mahogany neck, and look at how gorgeous the figuring is on this. This is like flamed. And Saple is an alternative to mahogany. So this is like a highly figured flame Saple back here. You have tropical mahogany neck and an African ebony fretboard. But this is gorgeous. And Saple, as far as tone goes, sits in between mahogany and rosewood. So it's not, it happens to be a less expensive material, but it doesn't mean it's a worse material. Your tone palette, you know, and what you prefer and what you're trying to achieve, that's up to you guys. So yes, we've got this gorgeous, stunning Saple wood satin finish. So everything's really sleek. There's no high gloss. It's all the figuring and detail in the wood grain is amazing. Got some dust there. You have a nice plush case. By the way, the cases, I want to talk about that for a second because they're incredible. One thing I want to give a big shout out to Taylor for doing is diminishing the amount of paperwork they put with their system. I think they realize now people can go online and read up about the system. You used to get like books and books worth of paperwork. Now everything's really sleek. It's condensed into a welcome packet that goes inside this owner's essential, and then that goes inside the pocket right here. Cool. Now let me show you this case because this is just a work of art. These cases, Taylor, I think consistently makes the most aesthetically pleasing guitar cases. You can spend a lot of money on a Gibson. I've seen $10,000 Gibson acoustic guitars, and they have very plain, very boring cases. Taylor seems to go out of their way to give you really nice features. These are made in Mexico, but you have this beautiful tooled leather effect throughout the entire thing. I'll show you real fast here. Let me just close this up. Close that right there. Look, the whole thing. They didn't have to do that, you know. And then you get a really nice plaque. Nice handles, nice latches. I think for the money, for the, you know, this price point for a brand new acoustic guitar, guys, you're gonna have a hard time beating this. And there's some of that V bracing that you can see here. And the idea behind it, you can read about it, but the idea is essentially to give more control and tightness to the sound. And it's really bringing acoustic guitar construction into the 21st century and getting more clear articulation out of the low-end bass response. So one of the nice features about these guitars is that they're less prone to give feedback. That's something you always have to be wary of. Other things to talk about, the inlays. They call this Italian acrylic. I guess that makes it extra fancy if it's Italian. Kind of a funny marketing thing there. But they also say that there's also gemstone. If you look at the spec sheet, it says gemstone, Italian acrylic. That's for all the neck inlays and this inlay. And then for this one, they call it Italian acrylic. It does a very good job of simulating mother of pearl. Some people call it mother of toilet seat for the plastics and acrylics. Gibson uses acrylic for some of their very most expensive guitars, even custom shop guitars. Their Les Paul standards and standard reissues, they all use acrylic inlays for those trapezoids. So I think at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter whether it's mother of pearl or abalone or plastic or Italian acrylic or the gemstone. At the end of the day is, does it look nice, and can you find where you are on the neck whilst playing? Because I'll tell you what, I had a Les Paul Ultima that had like crazy flames and stuff with all sorts of different abalone, mother of pearl, acrylic. I mean, there's like everything, gemstones going down it. It looked insane, but good luck to you if you get lost on what fret you are, because you're never going to be able to figure it out by looking at the fretboard. I want to do this video showing both at the same time because I think you'll get bored with me doing individual ones, and this is a more comprehensive video. So, as you can see, the Sitka spruce, highly figured. It's one of the nice things about them. You get a gloss finish on each top, and there's some unique grain patterns to each one, but you do have that 3D holographic effect to it. So if you look at the figuring, just like on a flame top guitar, you'll see that they disappear and then they reappear, and the color can kind of shift a little bit. It's, you know, it's really a nice material that's used on the most expensive guitars in the world. People like their Sitka spruce. And over here, same thing. It's all the same materials, and you can see more different features in the grain that make each top look distinct. Highly, highly figured. You can see all through here. Just a wonderful, wonderful American-made guitar. On the back of this one, you can see the same stripy flame effect going down it. And, of course, you have this beautiful tropical mahogany where the pores really, you know, stand out. It looks just like a beautiful piece of wood. And you've got your Taylor, traditional Taylor tuners. Stunning, stunning guitar, folks. Yeah, I actually, this satin finish is growing on me. It feels so sleek. It really feels nice. And sometimes when you've got gloss all over the back of a guitar, if you're sweaty, it can really impact. Let's see here, this is a very snug case. There we go. It can impact how quickly you're moving up and down the neck if you have a lot of gloss or anything else. So I do like when finishes on the back are nice and sleek and satin or even raw. So yeah, guys, that is your Taylor 317E. And as we said, you can, there's two other models in this series that have rosewood bodies or mahogany bodies, so you can check those out too. This is the lowest price point. I think this starts in America at about $2,000, $19.99, and then from there it goes up to $29.99, $3,000 if you want the rosewood. And generally you'll find that same, doesn't really matter the currency, whether it's pound, euro, dollar, it's all about the same when it comes to their retail pricing. These are brand new. We'll have these at just under the typical low point. And we really appreciate it. If you want to buy them and help support the studio, that is our website, EssexRecordingStudios.com. You can go there. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. We'll get these out to you. There'll be 2 listings. You can pick, you know, if you look at the photos, if you think there's one that has a certain, you know, uniqueness to the grain that you prefer over the other, it's up to you. But yes, we will have that. And if you want to buy it on reverb.com, we'll have them in our Reverb store. So either way, guys, get yourself a new Taylor 317E Dreadnought Electroacoustic guitar from your buddy Keith. We really appreciate it. All right, guys, I've got more videos coming up. We've got Grammy-nominated artist on the way, interview about designing the last Foo Fighters album. That's going to be insane. So pay attention to the channel. Make sure you're subscribed and follow us on all the socials. It's at Essex Recording Studios. I'll catch you all later. Thanks, guys.